Hi there, this is Isaac from IKO Auto, and this is my shit box. This is my 2001 Saleen S281, and today we're doing a lot to it. It's been sitting right here for a little bit. This is my project car, and it's time for her to get some love and get back restored to her former glory. So today, we're going to be changing out 3 parts on it. 1, water housing thermostat. 2, we're going to be replacing our serpentine belt. And 3, we're also going to be replacing our throttle cable, because mine got a little bit loose. So this may actually end up cutting into 3 different videos, but hope you're along in the ride, because this has been my 5-year COVID project. It was running for the most latter part of the last 2 years. Unfortunately, I had to daily it, so it started to have daily problems. And unfortunately, since then, I've had to park for just a little bit. But we're getting back into that today, so come on along.
I'm hopeful, yes I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it, let it take you away and be hopeful.
I didn't mean to stop that. Yep, so we're just going to go ahead and replace this. It's going to be very simple. We're just going to drop her right on in. Make sure she's snug down there. Take our gasket. Lay it right on in there. Make sure that it's around. I want to make sure that I bring the camera in a little bit here to help. So yeah, as you can see, we've got the new one set in. It'll just kind of stop where it is. Want to make sure your gasket's packed in nice and good right there on top. Alrighty, I don't want to lose my standoff bolt again. There we go. Alright, and now I'm to ugga this thing back down. So, get my hose. Where my hose. Boom. And my right one. And I'll go ahead and start hand threading that. I'll get my left. And I'll hand thread that one just a little bit as well. Because, of course, I don't want to cross thread this at all. Even though I am using the impact on it. There we go. That's nice in the thread there. Or one right here as well. Alrighty. Let's stick her down. Alrighty. She ain't going nowhere. So, first part's done. We did it. We changed out the water housing thermostat. Let's replace this here serpentine belt. So, Isaac, why are we replacing the serpentine belt? Well, you see right here, my 6-rib belt has become a 2-rib belt. So, we're going to fix that today. Clearly not great for the car. So, let's get this taken care of. Now, fortunately, these are really easy to change out on this model of Mustang. The New Edge platform was really easy about this. So yeah, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to go get the breaker bar, because all we're going to do is we're going to put our breaker into our little tensioner right down here. And we're going to pull it up, get this old belt off. So I got my I didn't ask stick. And we're going to go ahead and just pull it up. And yep, we're just going to, like I said, it's very easy. We're going to pull that tensioner. And we're just going to take all this off. And we'll go ahead and release it now that it isn't wrapped all the way around there. And we'll just take this old gal off. And I'll give you all a better view of course, why we were removing this. And there we are. She's out. So, let's inspect. Yeah, you know, that's not great. Again, here's our 6-rib belt, and there's only 2 left. So yeah, this is again one of the things that I talked about before. Check your car from time to time. This is on me. I'm a bad owner for my car for not having noticed that my belt was giving out and dry rotting sooner. Um, this is probably the reason why we had to go ahead and do the thermostat as well. So lessons learned. Again, maintain your vehicle. Check your vehicle regularly. Plastic parts, not plastic parts, but rubber parts. They go through heat cycles. They go through winter. They break. They deteriorate. This is a great example of that. If I hadn't done more due diligence on this and realized it when I was checking it over for the winter to cover it, this could have caused me a lot more headaches on my first startup back into the summer. And even into today, trying to drive it around some probably. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get the new belt on. Yay! So, one of the cool things most vehicles will have, and I want to point out here too, is they'll have a layout specifically for your serpentine belt. Usually, this is marked somewhere around your hood information, but for us in New Edge world, it is up here, actually. I have my serpentine belt right here for our 4.6 2-valve Saleen, replaced with the right part number. And yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and rerun this because this one goes over our alternator, under the power steering, through the crankshaft, through our water pump, into our tensioner again, under our AC, and then through and through. So let's go ahead and get started on running that through. I will say it has been a little bit since I've done this, so I might look a little goofy doing it myself. But if I'm not mistaken, one of the hardest parts on doing this is going to be our hardest part to get around, is our idler pulley and our AC. The other one, since we've got pretty big wheels to work with, that should be fine. It's always been this tensioner part. So, y'all please excuse me while we go on an adventure. All right. Let's check alternator over to power steering. And then the power steering, it's going to go under crankshaft. So, under the crankshaft we go. And feed it right through there. I guess I should probably, I don't know how else I can put the camera up here. We're going to get real creative real quick, y'all. Oh no, it's shrinking. If I just put it like right here, is that level? Oh my goodness gracious, it is. So, we've got it around our power steering. Pulling it through to the crankshaft. Now, back over. So we've got our first little loop. We've got our over the alternator, following under the power steering, going through back to our crankshaft, up through to our water pump, right here in the red. So we just have the last little bit to deal with. Now, as I said, this is usually where the headache comes in. So I'm going to go ahead and try to wrap this around. Because first, it's going to have to go like this over our water pump. And it's going to go down over our tensioner right here. But it's got to go under everything else. So I'm going to create a little pocket there. I'm just going to shove it through. Actually, instead of going over the water pump, we'll route this the other way. We're going to go take it through from the alternator, run it under, get right around here so we get to this next pulley. And there we go, a little bit of finagling. Make sure that doesn't go anywhere. All right, we are almost done. Because now we just feed it back up under. Put that under there. And And over to my tensioner. And the best advice I can give is always get these lined up on the rib side first. Always try to get all of your rib connections going, because then we can tension based off of the smooth part of our water pump. So we've got it running around right now, but clearly it's not on the water pump. We're still sitting with this. So my I didn't ask bar gets to come out again. We're going to move this here tensioner. If I can get it in the hole. There we go. Pull that all the way back. And that should let me pull it way back. That should let me. How? Oh, that was a fun one. Ooh, ow. That got me good. My finger hurt. All right, let's try to reroute this one more time. Up through here, on the rib. There's the tensioner. Put it back on there. All right. Maybe that part right there. Get it tight. Good. We're going to slip this right on over now. There we go. Helps when I put it all the way in the tensioner bar. And whoop, look at that. She pops right on in. And I'm going to keep the tension up just a little bit because I want to make sure that it all routed out right. That's on ribs. That's on ribs. It's going under our crankshaft rib, coming up slinky side. Got plenty of speed. Pullings, pulley, rib side, rib side. It's all on track. I'm going to slowly let go of it. And there we are. I really hope the audio isn't picking up my bitch ass GSP crying in the back because she can hear me talking, but isn't here. So, what we're replacing is throttle bottom. The throttle is the throttle cable. So, if you can see right here, this is my throttle cable. That's a lot of play. You can hear it activating. I'm going to grab it. Now, generally speaking, your throttle cable will have a little bit of play in it. It shouldn't move more than like half an inch, maybe even that. Mine moves like a full 2 inches. Kind of hard to do with a camera. But this right here, this cool little cable, is my throttle cable. So again, I'll show you how much mine moves. Yours should move about like that, maybe. Yeah, that's a whole lot of travel. So we're going to replace that today. Got to undo some stuff. So if you'll notice right here, there's a release and a little nut right here. So all we're going to do is we're going to undo our spring here, our tensioner spring. There we go. So yeah, what we're going to do here is this actually slides right out. As you can see, there's a groove in it. So we're going to just hold it real quick. We're going to loosen it. And you kind of do like that so that it'll loosen. And really hard to do this with one hand. So I may put this down and show y'all. But you can clearly see there's a little groove, a little inlet here. And we're just going to take that right out. Alrighty, and there we go. I am really running out of space. Wasn't able to show, but push this all the way down. You'll be able to move the cable off. You'll see it pop right off. I'm going to pull it right through just to show you. There's that little divot that'll sit in it, and that little nipple for it to lock in as well. So yep. Now from here, all we have to do is there's clips on either side. You just push these in, and we're going to push it through the hole. It just takes us one side to get it going. Oh, pinch that real good. There we go. Pinch both sides. Go right on through. Oh, I got hung on something. There we go. And boom. We've got it all taken off the throttle body for now. So my phone says I have like 7 whole minutes to try to record the rest of this. So we're going to work hard. Now, you'll see this does leak through. So these two 10 millimeters right here. Now, we're not going to remove those yet because we actually need to create space on the other side to connect the other nipple here to our pedal itself. So let's go on inside. We're going to look at that throttle pedal and how to do that. I just realized I said all that, and you probably weren't able to hear any of it because of where the mic is. So unfortunately, it's two 13 millimeter bolts there. Feel free to use this audio booster. And those two 13 millimeter bolts hold up the pedal. Those will come down, which will release the pedal and release the other side of this throttle cable, where we can unhook the nipple from the other side and yeah, go ahead and replace it. Didn't even reach it, but there we go. Those little guys right there, those two are 13 millimeters that are going to come loose, so we can get up to there. I don't know if you can see the string way up there trying to hide right there, because that's where we've already got it coming through, and we got to be able to pop that off. There's a little plastic hold there that attaches it to the pedal so we can rerun the new one. So yeah, I'm going to do that now since y'all can't see jack on what I'm trying to look at. Whee! All right, and there we are. We got our pedal disconnected, and we were able to get, I'm trying to get my headlamp on it. There it is. Right there. We popped it out, loosened it up, so time to go ahead and take off those other 10 millimeters and drag it all out now and put it all back together. Well, that is not a 10. That is an 8. That sure as heck is.